Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the Grow Your Life podcast. My name's Jeremiah Krakowski, and on this podcast I talk about ways for you to grow in your life and in your business to get more results and make more money, close more deals, create products that your market wants, and reach your goals faster. And so on this episode, I want to talk about confidence in business. I believe that confidence is one of the number one areas that affects people's ability to sell, make products, and grow their business and to get from where they are to where they want to be. And I think some of you today are going to listen to this and are going to make money this week just by what I share in this right now, because there might be an unlock for you for something that's been holding you back. But before I go into that, I want to tell you this. If you're not in the hashtag Grow Your Life community on Facebook, be sure that you join it. Look up hashtag Grow Your Life, all one word, on Facebook. There's over 1,400 people in there that are growing in their life and in their business and working through things just like you. And it's a great place to ask questions. There's no such thing as a silly or dumb question in there. Anything goes. And it's people there that are willing to help support you. You won't be made to feel stupid if you ask a question. I promise you that, and we'll be able to direct you to what's going to help you. As well, if you haven't listened to any other episodes of this podcast before, check it out. There's over 86, 87 more episodes, all on different topics of growing in your life and in your business, particularly in the area of business, because I think that it affects our lives. Now, if you're somebody that has a business and needs to get more results, more sales, and doesn't know how to reach your target customer but wants to use social media ads, my course, Social Media Ads That Work, is the number one course out there on building, creating, growing businesses with social media ads. And I've spent millions of dollars, myself and clients, companies that I worked for over the last few years, doing social media ads. And every single campaign starts with just $5 to $10 a day. So yeah, millions of dollars in results, only $5 to $10 a day spent, most of the campaigns that we started, and then we scaled over time with those. All right. So let's go right into it about confidence. If you are watching me right now, you can tell I have a level of confidence about me that I believe in myself. I know what I sell works. I know that the people that I work with get results. I know that I bring transformation to the lives of other people that I work with. And that's an affirmation that I even tell myself every single day, is that. But you might be saying, yeah, but I don't have confidence. Jeremiah, you've been working with million-dollar companies. You've helped people make millions of dollars in business. Of course you'd have confidence. Of course you would. And to be fair, absolutely. I completely get it. But I want to break down some of the myths about confidence, some of the lies that I think that people are told about confidence, so that you can have a level of confidence that's going to make you money in your business today, this week. And I believe that no matter who you are, no matter where you're watching from, no matter where you're engaged from, no matter what your business is, no matter what you're selling, you can have the confidence this week. And I believe after the end of listening to this podcast episode, to sell more online and make more money today and this week than you ever imagined. And your brain is going to start to operate even on a higher wavelength by listening to this. That's my belief and my confidence that I want to give to you today with this. And one of the biggest myths that people are told is that confidence comes from equity and achievement and what we've accomplished. And I know that after I said that, absolutely, there is confidence that comes from that, but it's a lie that that's actually where it comes from. Confidence comes from knowing who you are. Confidence comes from self-belief. Confidence comes from self-acceptance. Confidence comes from believing that no matter what happens, no matter what anybody says, whether good or bad, whether we succeed or not, we know who we are, we know where we're going, and nothing can change that. And many times we're afraid of walking in that level of confidence, because if you think about the word confidence, it brings thoughts of the term con man, con woman, a con artist. The term comes from confidence man, a confidence artist, somebody whose confidence is used to scam people. And unfortunately, the most illegitimate harmful, hurtful actions that people do and con people into have happened from confident people. And so what we do is we project, okay, those people that have hurt other people were confident. So if I'm going to be a good person, I better not be like that. That's what I was telling myself for the longest time. That even though I had helped companies make millions of dollars and helped build companies to millions of dollars, that I should never be too confident as to not appear like these people that are scamming people. And it couldn't have been furthest from the truth. It was hurting me in the biggest of ways. Because even though I had the achievement, I didn't know who I was, and I was relying on other people's validation and praise to tell me that I was good enough, to tell me that I was worthy of the result that I could bring to the table for people. And I would get on the phone with some people, some very rude people that would almost try to beat down my confidence a little bit, even some like sales calls, and they would end up winning because I was relying so much on their opinion to tell me my worth. I'm like, yes, I've made companies millions of dollars. Then somebody would invalidate me and I'd be like, oh, I guess maybe making companies millions of dollars doesn't really matter. Maybe I am worthless. Maybe I am all those things that people say about me. And oh, my brain got so twisted in a lump around this that I was allowing the words of other people to dictate my level of belief and conviction about my identity. And my confidence suffered as a result from that. That even though I had integrity, even though that I was speaking honestly, even though that what I was saying was true to everybody that I was talking to, for some reason, that level of belief was lacking. I lacked confidence in that because of what I was telling myself. And so even though I had accomplished a lot, I lacked confidence. And so one of the biggest areas that you can change right now that will improve your level of confidence is belief in yourself. And you may be somebody that has been successful and lost it all. This is something that I had experienced. Maybe you're somebody that had been successful and things stopped working for you. Things stopped coming together for you. Things stopped working out for you in your life, and that beat you down to the point that you couldn't be successful or stopped being successful, and it tore down your level of confidence. And so now you're afraid to go back to that place of confidence. This is another thing that I had suffered with as well. I had suffered with worrying about what other people thought about me, worrying about if they thought that I was good enough or worthy enough to be successful. That even though I had been successful at one time, does that make me a has-been because I had to start from scratch? No, it doesn't. And that's what I had to remind myself, is that self-acceptance, that what I tell myself about myself is what creates that level of confidence in me. That what I believe about myself comes out in that way. And so what we have to do is we have to come from a place of a healthy self-image, self-acceptance, self-love for ourselves, and loving ourselves enough to say, I know who I am. Not a narcissistic self-love, not a conceited form, but rather saying, I don't need guilt, shame, or self-criticism to define me. And I don't need the criticism from other people. I don't need those voices that are spinning around in my head to define who I am. Because I believe and I know that I know deep inside of me, the deepest conviction that everybody that I work with is blessed and that I produce results for the people that listen to me and that work with me. And if people don't want to grab onto that or they don't even believe that, that's not my responsibility to change. I don't need to worry about the opinions of others. I don't need to make other people agree with me. I don't need to make other people believe in me because I had a level of conviction myself. And so that's what I want to impart to you today, is that no matter where you're at in your business, no matter what you've accomplished, no matter what you've done, are doing, are trying to do, you can have confidence that when you go out there to get results, that when you go out there to sell your products or services, that when you go out there to talk to prospects, that when you go out there to put yourself out there and reach people with what you have to give. That even if you don't have a whole bunch of case studies, if you do, great. If you have validation for people, great. Use them. Don't be ashamed to use them even if they're old, by the way. Don't be ashamed to use them even if they're from a couple years ago, by the way. But if you don't have those, don't allow that to be a reason why you now feel like you can't be successful. A reason why you feel like you can't put your best foot forward and make promises to the marketplace and put products and services out there and walk confidently. You see, people buy from people that believe in what they're selling. And so you have to believe in yourself to sell to other people in your business. You have to have a level of confidence in yourself and what you're offering that defies all odds, defies all expectations of what people even think is normal for you to be successful. You have to be able to defy all reasonable level of belief in yourself for you to reach your goals. And that's a scary thing because everything in our life tries to come at us and tell us that we're not good enough, that we're not worthy of being successful, that we haven't done enough, quote unquote, to have that level of confidence. And that's a lie. And one of the biggest areas that you can get confidence from is by knowing who you are and knowing where you're going, knowing what your destiny is, and knowing what God says about you. Knowing what God has ordained for you in your future, knowing that things are working out in your favor in your life and not against you, and making affirmations of this every day, reminding yourself that you are good enough, that you are worthy of success, that right now, today, that you are worthy of success, not someday off in the future when you accomplish a whole bunch of things, but right now, today. And when you come from that place, nothing is impossible for you. You can go out there and accomplish things that you previously thought were impossible because you're able to put your best foot forward in every single situation. Do we go out there and lie to people? No. Do we promise things that we can't deliver? No. Do we walk with a lack of integrity and con people and scam them? Absolutely not. We walk with the fullest of honesty, the fullest of integrity, to the point that your level of confidence will allow you to tell people, hey, I'm not that good at that. Hey, I'm not the best at that. Hey, I'm learning how to do that. Hey, I'm okay with not looking like I'm perfect and the top dog at this thing, that I'm just getting started, but I know that I can deliver results. Having the confidence to be honest with yourself about where you're at in the process and be honest with other people. Other people will respect your honesty more than trying to be fake and pretend like you're somebody that you're not. Don't you respect it when people come with honesty forward and say, hey, you know what? I don't really know how to do that, but I can definitely figure it out. Versus, oh yeah, I can do it. And then they leave you hanging high and dry. Man, a level of confidence is being real with yourself about where you're at in the process, and that where you're at is okay. But that you can still do the things that you say, that you're still going out there, that your goal is not to appear professional enough to other people, that your goal isn't to appear successful to people, no matter where you're at in the process. That you're just real and authentic, and authenticity is what sells to people. When people connect with real people that are real, not putting a front out there, not putting a version of themselves that they think other people are going to resonate with, but rather putting the version of themselves that they are to everybody else around them, the version of themselves that they are to everybody else that they meet. When you see me, this is the version of myself that I am with everybody. I might not have the same kind of energy like when I'm just sitting around the table. I'm a little more relaxed and chill, but that's my personality when I'm here on the podcast, when I'm on my social media, because my goal is I want to light you up. I want to light you on fire, and I want to help coach you up to the level that nothing is impossible for you. That when you go out there to put your product or service out there, that when you go out there to make social media content, when you go out there to create a product, when you go out there to express yourself clearly, honestly, and openly to people, and you stay consistent and you put yourself out there to the point that you'll get haters, criticism, and judgment, that nobody's opinion can stop you, that nobody's hatred of you can stop you, that nobody's language against you can stop you, because you know who you are. because you know that you are headed in the right direction, that the path that you're on is the right direction, that what you're doing is the right thing, and that you can do it, that you can accomplish it. And you might say, well, how do I know that I can accomplish it? That's where faith comes from, my friends. Having faith in the unseen, having faith in what you can walk in, having faith that God will direct your footsteps, and trusting the process and being truthful in everything that you do. When you come from that place in everything that you do, you can have a level of confidence because you know who you are, you know whose you are, and you know where you're going. And nobody can stop somebody that knows where they're going. They can try. I've had people try to stop me. I've had people try to say things about me. I've had people try to talk to certain people to get things spun up around about me, stories that aren't even true. And guess what? Nothing they did could stop me. Nothing they ever could try to do could ever stop me, because I know where I'm going and I know what the truth is. And that's what I want to impart to you, my friends, that nothing is impossible for you, that you can go after your goals, that nothing can stop you, and that when you have that level of confidence and belief in yourself, that you can put your best foot forward, that you can put yourself out there, even if it's not perfect, by the way. Give it your best shot. Doesn't have to be perfect. Give it your best shot. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to look a certain way, sound a certain way. You don't have to act a certain way or turn yourself into somebody that you're not to be accepted by other people. You want people that don't resonate with your true self to be repelled by you. In fact, there's some people that listen to this podcast episode right now that turned it off and are appalled by what I just said to you. They're disgusted by it. And I know that. I know it. It's a disgusting thing to certain people, everything that I just said to you. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay that some people think that what I just shared is the worst possible mindset and the reason that the world is going to hell in a handbasket. They can think that, and I'm okay with that at this point now. It used to bother me that people thought that, and I would be afraid of that. But now I know that everybody that does this, that everybody that applies this will get results in their life. That anybody that interacts with me, that anybody that listens to my podcast, engages with me, will receive some kind of result and transformation. Are you ready to believe it about yourself, that people that interact with you are blessed when they interact with you? Are you willing to believe it yourself, that people that come into your space, into your territory, are blessed? Are you trying to prove yourself to haters? Are you trying to validate yourself to people that have no interest in knowing the truth about you? Or are you living your life for an audience of one, you and God, knowing the truth, and following the path of your destiny and saying, Spirit, show me the direction to go. That's it. Show me what direction to go. And I know that I'm on the right path because of my faith and my belief and my conviction in myself and my history with God and my history with Holy Spirit. That nothing can stop me. That nothing can come in the way of that. Is this about control? Is this about making other people do what I want? Not at all. I am firmly against control and manipulation and making people do what I want. This is about self-control and saying that nobody else can stop me because I'm going to do me regardless of what they do in their life. It has no effect on my future. I can build my business. I can write my blogs. I can make my podcasts. I can make these episodes. You know, I had a group of people last year come at me that were trying to keep me from even making these podcasts. They didn't even know why they were doing it. But they were telling me that the stuff that I was saying was hurting people and that they were set out to stop me. Okay, great. And that actually hurt me for a while because I was like, what? But I didn't have that belief and conviction fully. I had to go through the process. This last year, got a lot of therapy, got a lot of wisdom, learned from some good mentors in my life that spoke wisdom into my life. And now I know where I'm going. I have conviction. First off, I stand behind everything I said in any of the last podcast episodes, and they will help improve your life. Second, I know where I'm headed, and I know that the people that apply this in their life, that listen to me, that I work with, that I coach, that they get results in their life. And if you're somebody that wants to get more results in your life and grow in that level of confidence, you can borrow that confidence from other areas of your life. You can borrow it from your mentors as well. How do you borrow confidence from a mentor? Is you're able to ask a mentor questions about what they're doing because they've walked the same path as you, that you're going, and they know how to get you to the next level. And if you're somebody that needs a mentor in your life for you to gain confidence in the path that you're headed in your business, I'd love to be that for you. You can head on over to my website, jeremiahkrakowski.com, schedule a free call with me on there, and we can talk about your business and talk about your goals. And if you want to win a free 30-minute call with me, you can leave hashtag Grow Your Life on my Instagram. I pick one winner every single week on Sundays. I'd love to work with you. I'd love to talk with you. I'd love to coach with you. If you're listening to this podcast episode, be sure to mention the $347 coaching offer, and I will offer you that rate of $347 an hour for coaching, or it's $10.97 for a package of 4 hours, or it's $19.97 for a package of 8 hours. For a limited time, I will offer that to you if you got to this end of this podcast episode. Again, at least for the next year. If you're listening to this in the next year, I can offer that to you. After this year, rate's probably going to go up some more, okay? But I'd love to talk with you. I'd love to work with you, and I'd love to help you reach your goals and take your business to the next level. Grow your life, everybody, and we'll talk soon.